Hey everyone, my name is Kyle McMillan, and today I'm going to discuss case 3-6 in the textbook from Minton Morris called Ethical Obligations and Decision Making in Accounting. And this case is called Bennie and the Jets. So a little background, first of all. This case is about a guy named Bennie Gordon. Bennie Gordon is an accountant at a company called Jet Energy. He works at the division level in this electricity company. Jet Energy is a company, but it is regulated by the state. So with being regulated by the state, there's rules and restrictions that they have to comply with. The reasoning for that is because they're providing utilities to many of the members of the state, and so the state wants to ensure that they're doing so in a properly fashion. So one of those rules and regulations is that there can only be a certain amount of revenue rate of return on electricity sales, and that percentage is 12.5%. So knowing this from the beginning, Bennie had been doing or performing his normal day-to-day tasks, and he stumbled upon some irregular journal entries that concerned him. And those journal entries were to basically lower the company's rate of return, so that when books or financials were reviewed by the state, that it would show that they had a rate of return at 12.5 or lower, and that they would comply with the rules and regulations. And so this left Bennie a little, he didn't know what to do. He was confused. He was worried, and he just wanted to make sure that he was doing the right thing. So whenever anybody finds themselves in a situation like this, many times we wonder, what's the process? And so there's kind of some steps that we should follow. Number one being that we should discuss this situation with a family member or another trusted individual. This can help us to analyze the situation better. Maybe we're overreacting a little bit, and so doing so, we can analyze it, get the feedback from a family member or a trusted individual, and we can go from there. If it's something that's alarming and very concerning, then maybe we take it to the next level. So that next level would be, maybe you need to report it to your manager or someone else in the company. You can also, if the company has like an ethics officer or someone of that sort, then that might be a really good option. There's also, I know many companies have hotlines so that you can anonymously report these kind of things, and you don't have to worry about people looking at you differently, or coworkers or managers treating you differently because you were the one that blew the whistle. If those things might not be an option or they don't work, you can always go outside of the chain of command. If maybe you feel like your manager is involved with this situation, maybe he approved the journal entries or something of that sort, then you can go to another manager or someone higher up in the company that you trust in and that can situation. If that doesn't work, maybe you need to go outside of the company, legal counsel or other professionals that have maybe dealt with situations like this, and they can help you as well. The last option obviously would be to leave the company. If you don't feel like this scenario can be resolved, or you can't do so anonymously, or if it doesn't meet your values, then maybe that's the best option to leave the company. So as far as this case with Bennie, we are left with the question: what should he do? I personally feel like these journal entries lowering the rate of return is a significant issue, and that Bennie should blow the whistle, whether that be talking to management or if there's a hotline where he can anonymously report his findings. I feel like that is ultimately the best option so that he can alert someone as well as, remain anonymous. The most important thing in a situation like this is that you're being true to yourself and your values. You have to do what's best for you overall.